Hello YouTube, Cameron here. I'm at my first trip to that dump I discovered last video. And look, I just found a British bottle. Pretty old though and bubbly. I'm not sure if I'm gonna take it though, but it's a good sign to this whole stuff. Guys, just got my first keeper. It's a little crock. Nice. Keep digging. I don't know, it's my first good bottle. Look at this, it's a Hoobagant, the perfume powder. Nice. Early 1900s. Yay. Yeah, since the Hoobagant, nothing else, but I did just find this nice shard. Oh, that would have been nice. Keep digging. Hey guys, I got a crock in the hole. Can't tell you if it's whole. I'm hoping for my sake that it is. Sorry, one moment, I'll show you. Look at this. It looks whole. I hope it is. Bad news, guys. I was pranked. It's broken. Look at this. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. That sucks. I was tricked. I was pranked. I was fooled. I was so sure it was whole. Oh, hopefully there's something good next to it. I'm back. I found something that would have been amazing. It says Valencia. It's cobalt and ribbed and thick. I hope I find a whole one. Fortunately, so far, the only whole stuff I'm digging is all unembossed. Like I got this flask, early machine made, this bottle and this cup and this blown pharmacy. All unembossed. Fortunately, I'm digging a lot of stuff, but only the only whole stuff so far has been unembossed, which, at least since the Hoobagant, which was only base embossed. We're back if I find something. I've got a teacup with the monogram of the country club, and the only problem is it's missing the handle, so that's good enough to take. Yay. Got something that would have been nice. Let's hope I find a whole one. Something Asabir, New York. And I found this on the way out, which is red glass, or like a car light or lantern light. It's broken. I'm gonna head out now. I'm gonna check one other spot here, an old foundation, and then I'm gonna go back to the doors. Hey YouTube, Cameron here, I'm back. Right now we're at what seems to be an old foundation. You can kind of see it over here. It goes around this way, it's pretty big actually. Last time I was here, which was last video, I did find one bottle, but it had a hole in it, so I didn't keep it. And I found a piece of a torpedo bottle. Last time I was here. I also found a piece of a crock. I did not necessarily find a dump, just old litter. I think I have any more of that old litter. Maybe I should go down to the base. I'm just worried it might not be safe. I don't know how deep it goes. I'd have to be careful that the brick doesn't damage the one good bottle I got. I'll separate them in a moment. Yeah, I'm not seeing any shards here. Just maybe more construction issues here, which I can clearly see no concrete, just brick. Well, there could be some mortar, but no concrete. And not much metal for that matter. Sorry about that, guys. My dad called. I'm gonna temporarily put my rake away just until I find the space to dig, so I can be more maneuverable. I just found this crock piece, and that probably dates to the early 1900s, maybe late 1800s. Unfortunately, nothing whole. I'm seeing something over there that looks interesting, but it's probably just a shard of glass. Yeah, broken glass. But it's old. I can't tell if it's melted or not, but it might be. Seeing some early pieces, but they're just pieces. I am seeing stuff I didn't see last time, which means the full size and I might have missed something. Ooh, I see glass. I'm not gonna get too excited. Holy shit. Holy shit. Partially bit. Holy shit. Cut glass. That's minor there. It's missing part of the top. But I'll take it. Look at this. It has gold leaf. And it might be pontoed. No, it's not, but it's cut glass with a design on it. Oh my god. Unfortunately, the top's partially broken off, but I'll try to find it and I'll dig around here. Alright, here's what happens when I turn off the camera for 1 fucking second. I find this. Wind Rovers, New York. Nice, and it doesn't seem to be in good condition. There was a surface find. It's sticking out like this much. Keep searching. Oh, holy shit. Okay guys, I'm back. Nothing else yet, just one tiny blank quartz cup. But it does seem to be a dump. I just haven't found anything whole yet. Other than those two bottles. Well, I found one whole bottle so far, which I showed you, that flask. Just sticking out on the surface. I still haven't found anything by digging though. What I mean, I say I haven't found anything whole. Only two things that were on the surface, that's it. You got a nail out of the dump and it's a square nail. That's a good sign. Quite early. With my bag, I'm not sure if I'm gonna take it though. Hey guys, I'm back. So that was an overall successful trip. It wasn't so successful until I came to the foundation of whatever was here. So before then, all I had was the Hooligans bottle and two damaged dishes, and I think maybe 1 or 2 other things that weren't as good enough to be memorable. Now I also have the Flask and the partially topless, but it's good enough, still be worth taking bottle, cut glass bottle, gold leaf on it. Just discovered an old marker in the woods, marking, I forget what this marks. This is NY. It might be railroad, but I'm not sure. One sec, I see something over there I'm gonna investigate. And this telephone pole is abandoned. Just realized. Any insulators on it? Can't see from here, I need a better angle. I think I see insulators. But it's definitely abandoned. Yep. I see one insulator up there, but it's porcelain, I think. The light's not shining through it. And probably modern, all things considered. Yeah, it says private property, but the thing is, the sign is decades old. There's a whole bunch of graffiti carved on it, like phone numbers. And as you can see, this is how I know it's not active. Let's check for some insulators around it, and I'll head out. I was just walking and editing an upcoming YouTube video, and I just happened to kick something with my foot. And look what it is. I don't know if it's old or not, but it's a beautiful marble. Oh my god, that's beautiful. Look at that. It's gotta be old, I mean, why else would it be here? Look at that. Whoa. Nice. How can I keep on going? Hey guys, so some good news. I'm looking at the ground right near where I found the marble, and I'm seeing a lot of old shards. This is a sign that the marble is probably old. And it looks old. I just wasn't sure at first because I wasn't seeing any older shards, but then I looked around a bit more closely and I saw some old shards. Hey guys, just found a crazy shard, probably crumpled. Look at this hole. Look at that. Oh, it's teal. It's broken though. It's broken. Hello, I'm back with a review, and unfortunately it's a bit dim in my room because this is the new room I moved to because my room was, as mentioned in the previous video, destroyed in the flood from the fire. So yeah, let's show my finds. First is this early brick, which is a lot more of them where this came from, which I may take if it, depending on how old it turns out to be. I posted it on a brick collecting forum, so hopefully you'll know the age. Based on the thinness and also the crudeness, it's probably quite early. Depending on what they say, if I go back and get more of them. But it is 5.7 miles round trip, so I can take at most 2 at a time. And even then, that's only if I have no bottles. So yeah, then there's this iron, which I shall show you. At first I thought it might have ants. I saw one ant near it, but we're fine. It says Webster's and then something 1882, probably patented. And it's very heavy, so it's solid iron. It has an 1882 patent, so it's probably from the 1880s. Could be a bit newer, like 1890s. It's so heavy though. That's gonna probably go in my garden. I have to go, I'm getting a phone call. Hey guys, sorry about that, I'm back. So here it is, and as you can see, it has relatively little rust. Still wet on the base, so I'll put it upside down to continue drying. But yeah, pretty good shape. Then I found 2 dishes monogrammed with the monogram of the country club where the dump was. Then we'll go to we'll save the 3 items from, actually the 4 items from not from the dump for last. There's these 2 items, both with CCC, which stands for Century Country Club. And they probably date about the early 1900s to 1920s, maybe more like early 1900s. Unfortunately, I could not find a single whole one, but these 2 were pretty close to whole. This one's just missing the handle. This one just has a chip out of it. I decided they were worth taking, but I did not find any whole ones, even though maybe if I keep digging. And it is Shambles, Lamberton, China. Let me get out the focus. Yeah, pretty nice find, even with the damage, and that's from Harrison, New York, which is also where I found it. I found it right near the country club. The only reason I'm even revealing the give some idea of the dump location, is because there's really nothing left there. So I have nothing to lose. Then there's this beautiful marble, which was a surface find. Just on the side of the road. But it's definitely old, because there's a lot of old glass shards around it. Let me get that to focus so you can see it. It's nice cobalt and light blue. Or maybe white. Yeah. I don't have the best lighting, that's why I'm doing it near the window. Pretty nice though. Then there's this little crock. Again, I got very few whole things from the dump. There were several whole bottles, but most of them were common, as in just plain blank stuff of a common shape, mostly. Then I got this little crock. Yep. Don't know if it's American made or not. I'm hoping it is, because then at least technically it will cover my bucket list. You know, not really, because it's not what I was hoping for. I was hoping for more one of those like 2-tones, for example, or just a larger container. But this is probably English. It looks like it may have a faint. It does have a mark on the bottom, a little X. And that circle in the center, which you can faintly see, might have been a stamped mark, but it's not really readable. Yeah. Then there's this, which is a Hubigant bottle. I've dug a broken one of these before. I found a broken one of these before, where it had a corner broken out, but this one's completely whole. There's a scratch on this side, which may be from my rig, may not be. I'm hoping not, because I'm hoping it's not my fault. And you can see there's gold leaf around the top, which is still partially surviving. Pretty cool. And as you can see, it says Hubigant at the bottom. That's probably early 1900s to 1910s. More like 1910s, probably. Well, either way, it's over 100 years old. Then we'll move on to the stuff from the foundation site. There's this, which is just a plain, it's machine made, but it's early machine made medicine bottle. In fact, I'm surprised it's machine made simply because it's mixed in with much older stuff, shard-wise. And it has this maker's mark on the bottom. It has a diamond symbol, and I can't tell what's in the center of it, because it's kind of faint. It's not an Illinois glass mark. This is what you may initially think. Sorry about that, I'm back. I got interrupted by an alarm. Then there's this, which is unfortunately missing the top, but it has a beautiful gold leaf design on it. And I decided to take it anyway, simply because it's especially old. I believe it may have a ground pontil on here. So it has a circle around the center, which looks like a ground pontil, which is basically like a smooth indented circle. So it's not definite, and as you can see, it's missing the top, unfortunately, which really sucks. But still, it's cut glass, so I decided to save it, because I don't know exactly how old it is. It could be quite early, considering that the bricks on it were quite early. And yeah, this is with the best condition gold leaf, which I may spray paint to preserve it, but it does not seem to be flaking, so I probably won't. And then this is the best find of all. It's 1880s probably, or at least according to my research, about early to mid 1880s. It's a brandy spreader in New York, and they made Grand Central Rye whiskey, which is named that because they were right next to their store was right next to Grand Central, their business, I mean. And as you can see, it has a really crude, and I mean really crude top, which made me initially, before I researched it, think it was earlier than 1880s, like 1870s or earlier. But according to my research, at least, it's 1880s. Even though the top, which is crude, made me think it was older. Let me get the focus. Sorry, I'll put it under the light so you can see it. There, you can kind of see it now. See, the top is very crude, which is what made me think it was older. And the seam stops at the base of the neck. Or at least right after the base. There's a little, like, millimeter of seam. Yeah, but that's beautiful. Has some staining and some scratches, but no chips or cracks, which is what would really bother me. And the scratches are relatively minor, relatively. And none of them are my fault, as far as I can tell, because it was a surface find. So it couldn't be from the rig, which is the only time I ever scratched bottles. It's from the rig. I never wipe bottles off as long as I remember not to, because that can scratch them if there's something on the abrasive if some of the dirt can be abrasive. And that's my advice, never wipe off bottles unless you're extremely careful, because you can scratch the bottle that way. If there's something abrasive stuck to it, like in terms of the dirt, it could be a little pebble stuck to it or a piece of gravel, and that could scratch it, or a little stone fragment, or glass fragment. And then there's just this little lid, which I'll see if I have anything that it fits on. If not, I don't know what I'll do with it. And just make sure. I'm not going to show it because privacy reasons, but I found a credit card for a business. It's expired in 2022, so fortunately that means I don't have to go through the effort of calling to have it canceled for them, like my dad did when he found a credit card a few days ago. Anyway, I'll just name it. It's a taqueria. I'm not going to name the name of the business or anything, but it's a business. It's a credit card for a business, and it's a taqueria. I looked up the business and I couldn't find anything on it, so maybe it doesn't exist anymore. I don't know. Anyway, yeah. And that's all. Hope you enjoyed. Bye. Time to roll away this video.